That's hot. You eat that for breakfast?
Wakes you up in the morning, no?
Wakes you up?
Yeah.
I normally use an alarm clock. It's funky, it's quirky. You've taken the humble tin of baked beans, which is ready-made, and you've spiced it. You've given it some power.
Definitely a shock, yeah. I mean, I don't even use a tin opener at work at all. I mean, I can try and come up with something that I've done at home, I guess.
It's all coming together in my head, so the plan is I'm going to really sort of focus in on my Mediterranean roots.
I'm very clueless right now. I'm trying to put it together as I go along, to be honest. Nothing in mind. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, to be honest.
Food that goes into tins and jars generally is at its freshest. We put it into jars and tins to preserve it, to look after it. There's a lovely array of ingredients that we've chosen for them. They can take inspiration from anywhere around the world.
We know with preserved ingredients, you can create fantastic savoury dishes and desserts. And I'm expecting something special.
I had a minute to think and came up with a couple of ideas, and they've had all of the ingredients for my first idea, so I'm going with that. How do you get spam out of a tin?
So I'm just getting the base on for the beans.
Junior sous chef Anthony currently works at a Michelin-starred restaurant in London, and he has proved he can deliver some well-presented classic cookery.
I'd say there's two sides to me as a chef. I definitely love a plan, but there's definitely times at home or in the kitchen that I could just spur of the moment, just bring things together. So I really do enjoy doing that as well.
How are you doing, Anthony?
Yeah, doing well, doing well. I like the challenge.
You like the challenge?
Yeah, I'm excited by it, to be honest.
Well, tell us, what's inspired your dish today? What are you doing?
Breakfast has inspired me, to be honest, with the baked beans. So I'm going to do them spiced masala baked beans.
Baked beans. Oh, you're brave.
I want to give them a lift, really. A little bit of kick and spice.
What else are you putting into the dish that's going to give it the real wow factor?
So on the side is panis, so chickpea crisp, rolled in pistachios.
Like little soldiers to be dipping into the beans.
Exactly.
Beans and chips for breakfast. Hey, bring it on, Anthony.
Anthony has chosen the most famous beans in the country. He's going to take them to a whole new level. That alone is a challenge.
Anthony has cut up some sourdough circles, which is going to coat with sumac, and that's going to be like the crunch you cut through when you eat your beans. He's got a chickpea crisp, which is coated in turmeric and pistachios. He looks like he's enjoying it, and he's confident it's going to be something with texture and it's going to be something stunning.
Chefs, you're halfway. You've had 30 minutes.
Self-taught sous chef John has stood out in the competition with his passion for showcasing foraged ingredients and creative flavour combinations.
John is doing a take on cassoulet using tinned ham and cockles. The cassoulet is like stewed beans. The beans got a lovely texture to them.
We've got some dried mushrooms, which is going to be turning those into a sauce. We've got artichokes.
The tin asparagus was not good. It's really overcooked, so I needed a new vegetable element. So we're going crispy artichokes.
The pressed ham. Generally, people don't cook it, but he's going to put this into his cassoulet with the cockles. So I hope he tests it, cooks a piece, tries it out. Sometimes it can also be quite salty as well, so he needs to be very careful about the amount that he puts into this dish.
Creating dishes is one of the more enjoyable parts. I think if you don't enjoy coming up with ideas and then seeing them through to fruition, through trials, tasting them, and then seeing them go out into the dining room and customers love them, that's what cooking's all about.
John, you love foraging, you love fresh ingredients. I suppose you don't visit the pantry that often.
It's not the kind of food I'm used to cooking in a restaurant, but it's definitely not the scariest challenge it could have been. I grew up fairly not well off, so this is kind of the food we ate growing up. Also started off cooking in not very fresh food places. Actually had one disgruntled chef leave the restaurant, and his leaving gift was to take all the labels off every tin. So staff food for quite a while was chicken breast and 3 tins.
First up is junior sous chef Anthony, who has used the tinned ingredients to make a breakfast dish of masala-spiced baked beans topped with crispy tinned ham and sumac crouton. Served with a panis, or chickpea chip in a pistachio crumb, and a coriander and lime dip.
That's hot. You eat that for breakfast?
Wakes you up in the morning, no?
It wakes you up?
Yeah.
I normally use an alarm clock. It's funky, it's quirky. You've taken the humble tin of baked beans, which is ready-made, and you've spiced it. You've given it some power. The crispy bread on top is lovely. I love the crispy ham that you've used as well. But I think you could have done a little bit more, and I think you could have been a touch more adventurous.
That has got a kick. That definitely is hot, but I like hot. And you've still got the light sweetness underneath it of the baked beans. The curry chickpea panise, I quite like that with the pistachio on the outside, but I didn't think your lime cream had much to bring to it. I see your cheeky side in this, Anthony.
Anthony, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The beans are a bit controversial and they're a bit simple, but I really wanted to go down the Indian route, and I think I pulled it off. Can't go wrong with baked beans, huh?
Sous Chef John's dish is centered around the tinned ham, which he has fried and served on cannellini bean and cockle cassoulet, with crispy preserved artichoke hearts and a dried mushroom cream sauce.
I like the way you've crisped the ham. You've brought the flavour out of that. The beans, you've got a nice sauce wrapped around them. I like the deep frying of the artichokes, and the dried mushrooms create this lovely mushroom sauce. You've got some nice ideas here, John. I think it's a very nice plate of food.
Thank you.
John, the challenge was to use tinned and preserved jars, and I think you've really made a good selection. Tinned ham, it's great, isn't it? I mean, it's something I grew up with as a kid. It was always in the cupboard. But like this, I thought you had a bit of fun with it. For me, your cassoulet, the way you've stewed the beans down and then finished with the mushroom sauce, works together so well. The artichoke is a bit on the bitter side, but not a bad effort, I think.